TimeRust.com proudly presents the Time Rust Brain Trust. Hey everybody, welcome to the Time Rust Brain Trust podcast. This is episode... Fail! Because Eli sucks.
What are we? This is going to be like 17 or 18.
18? 19.
Oh, she's only 17.
Is it bad that we don't even know how many podcasts we've had? Let's just...
Hey, we made it to 20,
This is
folks.
the
We made it to
podcast
20.
for-
Yeah.
For the day of
it
June
20?
the 21st.
No.
Oh, I'm about to say, don't scare me. That's an anniversary.
Aw.
June the 21st.
1998.
2013.
All right. To my left, let's introduce
What
Marqees.
it is, folks. What it is.
Hey, Marqees.
And to his left is Eli.
Hi. I am the last of myself.
And to his left is not
Yes.
Steve, it's Justin.
Hello. I'm new.
Hey, what's up? You have not been here.
This is my first.
He's a one-time caller, first-time listener. Wait, that's not right.
First time caller. Long
Long
time
time.
listener, first time caller.
There you go. So he's
First
gonna...
time appearer.
He's the guy we talk about all the time in the podcast.
Yeah,
not all the time.
I've been mentioned.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, not very often.
Out of
We're like,
all our
hey.
guests, the most he's been
that guy we all like to cuddle with, Justin. And I'm Nathan, I'm the host.
Right.
I'm gonna walk us through this menagerie of love.
Could we run through it?
You don't want to walk?
No.
Can we just fly? Why walk or run
Well, I
when you
mean,
can
last
fly?
week we had so much stuff to cover.
Yeah, I know. This week we don't have as much, so we're going to get right into Marqees. What have you been doing?
Wow, that was quick.
Yeah, seriously, that was fast. It feels like E3 again.
See, we were running.
We're running. I'm going to slow it down.
Aw.
You wanted to walk, and then I said run, and you ran.
Okay,
I flew.
so I think I'm on Naruto, what, 620, 526?
That sounds right.
It's good stuff. Read the manga. It's awesome. I can never divulge stuff I want to talk about because
That's right.
Eli is never there.
Spoiler free.
Nate really doesn't care as much, but
I like
Eli,
spoilers in Naruto.
Eli cares, so I respect him enough not to spoil his fun.
Thank you.
Haven't read any comic books this week. Yes, that's why I turned. So I turned because I get yelled at for not talking. So let me hold on.
Oh, don't be manhandling the mic. My God.
I'm helping myself out because you guys yell at me the most for not talking into the mic. So I watched Raw this week for the first time in months. It was
Why?
really good. No, it was really good.
It was good?
Yeah, it's getting a lot better.
Daniel Bryan is like my hero, man. He's a tank.
They need to go back to having squash matches, because
Dude, Mark Henry rules. That's what I'll do.
you can't have, like, big, long, epic fights all the time, I don't think.
No, but they have like one of those a week.
Yeah, one of those a week. Yeah, they've got the daily squash match, but Daniel Bryan weekly holds the match of the week quality match.
Yeah. I was actually talking about that with one of the guys I work with today. We were playing about the state of wrestling.
Well, it's actually getting a lot better. Like right now is awesome. A month ago, not so good.
Yeah.
2 months ago, not so good.
I watched TNA for the first time in ever. Sting announced the new main event Mafia.
No one cares.
Yeah.
Who's it going to be?
No,
Booker
okay.
T works with the E. Nash works with the E.
Kurt Angle's on his own.
Kurt Angle's on his own. Who wants Steiner? So it'll be good to see RVD is in the E, which is yes, RVD is back. Money in the Bank pay-per-view, he'll be back. That's awesome stuff. Let's see what else I watched. Kitchen Nightmares. I've been heavily into that. I watched my favorite episode of with Amy's Baking Company. That was pretty good.
Oh my god, I saw that I watched the highlights of it or whatever.
Yes,
that was insane.
Yes. That lady is crazy.
Wow, yeah. That was a crazy thing.
Yeah, that was a crazy one. Yeah. What else? I've been playing Saints Row the Third to get my practice on. Splinter Cell Conviction to get my practice on. And then, just for the heck of it, I've been playing Assassin's Creed. Oh, what I got? Okay. I've been playing Assassin's Creed 2 Brotherhood. Just, pass the time. The next 2 games I'm going to buy will be Splinter Cell Blacklist and Saints Row 4, and then it's off to the next gen for me. Let's see.
No Batman?
No Batman? Yeah, no Batman. No Batman.
Have you beat the other games yet?
I've beaten the other 2 Batman, yeah. You haven't beaten them, I've beaten them.
Better believe I haven't.
He's proud of those unfinished games.
He's proud of the unfinished fact that he
Man with 1,000 games, 5 of which.
I'm not sure about this Batman because it's from a different creative team, and it's.
I think I'm more excited for the 3DS one.
Is this because they don't have the dude that does the voice normally?
No, I don't mind that.
Oh, okay.
I don't mind.
What is it with companies thinking it's okay to get rid of the good voice actor?
Well, I guess they were trying to feel like it was like he was a younger Batman, but
that's really a lame.
Excuse.
excuse.
I don't mind that it's not Kevin Conroy and Mark Hamill doing voices of the Joker and Batman respectively, but it's a whole different company, a whole different feel. I would like to have an Arkham world, something to end the series that we were going at, not backtrack it.
Next gen. That's why this is coming out, is because there's probably a team working on a next gen Batman.
I mean,
or maybe a next gen Justice League, or a next gen Superman, or
don't say Superman.
I saw Man of Steel. Segue. Saw Man of Steel. It was the best Superman, but it was still meh.
Meh?
It's still meh.
Really? I didn't think it was meh. I thought it was awesome.
I give it a 3 out of 5. It wasn't the best movie of the summer.
3 out of 5?
Yeah.
That's low.
Did you post your article, though?
No, because my article is sitting right there next to your computer.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So...
This guy writes on paper.
Paper is
I rough drafted what?
People
I'm sorry.
that are 90.
Anyway, so I thought it was, again, meh. I had my moments. For an all-star cast and the caliber, it felt like a Smallville episode.
Aww.
What? No.
It felt like a Smallville.
I didn't even watch it, and I don't agree with that. But
it couldn't have felt like a Smallville
At
episode
times,
because the effects weren't crap.
Aww.
At times, it felt like a Smallville episode.
There was just
no. There wasn't an annoying little reporter girl that was always whining about her feelings.
How do you hate Chloe Sullivan?
She's annoying.
Loved Chloe.
She's so annoying.
Chloe was, you know what? I give you that. Chloe was annoying from season 1 to season 5.
She was annoying the whole way
After
through.
season 5, she started becoming useful, and
every time she pops on the screen, I'm just oh, here we go.
And when she became Watchtower, that was the jump.
I'm just always like, oh, here we go. Chloe Sullivan on the scene.
Okay.
That all for you, Marquise?
I played Saints Row, Superman, watched this the end and the internship. This the end was raunchy. It had some funny parts, but the first it wasn't that hilarious. And the internship was Vince Vaughn and Owen Wilson. That's it for me.
Trying to recapture magic, but not.
Yeah, not quite there.
Did they fail? Should they have lost their internship? Should they have?
Yes, they should have lost their internship.
Died in a plane crash or something?
No. I don't wish death on anyone. That's just mean.
Should their party have been crashed?
Yes.
Like a wedding.
Eli.
What are you doing?
Well, I am the last of us. 100%. I finished the game. Not 100%. I don't have 100%. But
you beat the game.
I beat the game. It was amazing.
And then once you finish the multiplayer, we will have a fantastic...
once I spend like a good solid day with the multiplayer, I will write a review. I'll finish the review that I've already started and add in details about the multiplayer. And then I will post that on the site. For those of you that want to go ahead and know, 5 out of 5, obviously.
What?
Yeah, I know it sounds. I know it sounds unreal, and that might be crazy, but the game is really good. It's an amazing game. The story needs to be experienced by everyone. If you don't have a PS3, I know of a place where you can watch someone play the entire game without commentary. You can just sit and enjoy the whole game. It's broken up into, like, at the longest, I think, maybe a 2.5 hour chunk. You can watch it over at Twitch TV/not_serious.
Would that be your Twitch? Your personal Twitch?
Yeah, actually it is.
Jerk face.
Sorry the quality is low. I still need to upgrade my internet, but it gives you all the story beats, and it's definitely worth watching because it's very cool. And that's for all you that don't have a PS3. If you have a PS3, I don't know why you're not playing it right now, because you might be an idiot if you're not.
Yeah, if you have a PS3 and you haven't bought this, then you need to, I don't know.
I don't know why you have a PS3.
Yeah, you must have bought it thinking it would be the best Blu-ray player on Earth.
You could probably go ahead and trade it in anticipation of a PS4.
No, they shouldn't even do that because they don't know how to use a game system right.
Yeah, that's probably true.
They should probably just stop and
We don't want them mucking up the waters.
Yeah, just go, I don't know. Go get a different system. Go get a Wii U or something.
You should play like a Android phone.
What? Oh, I'm sorry. Do you want me to show you all the great games I have on my Android stuff?
Not as good as mine. But thanks.
They're mostly the same.
Mine
Actually, I have some that were free that you had to pay for.
Mine are more better.
More better?
Yeah.
More better blues?
Yeah. Other than that, a lot of Animal Crossing. Like, so much Animal Crossing. I've got a bunch of sharks in my museum swimming around. I've got a lot of bugs crawling around in my insect. And I just got a painting to put in that part. And I've also got, what's the other? A ton of fossils. I finished a woolly mammoth skeleton and a giant turtle skeleton for my museum. I just got the third upgrade, or the third part of my house. I paid off the second loan, and so now tomorrow, when I wake up, I will have a larger house. I think with an upstairs, and that's going to be really cool. I've also like just found some really cool stuff in that game that I didn't even expect would be in there. I've always been a fan of the Animal Crossing series, so I knew that there was going to be a lot of stuff to learn and figure out every day that I play. But the new things that they've added are really great. I'm kind of doing a review in progress on that as well, but because the game is so large, I think maybe by next weekend I'll have played enough to write a review detailing the features, because there's still some stuff that I don't really know about that I'm learning. And that'll give me a chance to play some more multiplayer and see how that goes. But I'm really enjoying that game. And I've last weekend, Kerbal Space Program was on sale on Steam. And so I got that, and I have been trying to land a spaceship on the moon for practically a whole week now. And
your Steam library must be ridiculously huge.
It is. It's pretty big.
I have to say, because every week
my
you're
Steam
like,
library is real simple.
every week I hear, like, I just bought the game on Steam. I'm like, really? You think you've got time to play all these games?
I get like 4 games a week on Steam usually, because I always buy the Humble Bundle weekly sale. And
I wish I had money to mess around.
well, when you're throwing around like $2 or $3 here and there, it doesn't seem like a lot.
Yeah, the Humble Bundle, like right now, I think is for the Humble Indie Bundle for Android, it's like $6 is the average, and you get, or if you pay 6 or more,
if you pay 6 or more, you get a couple extra games.
Yeah, but how many is it total? Do you remember? It's like 7 or 8 games.
It's 7 or 8 games total, yeah.
For $6.
Yeah.
And sometimes they throw in soundtracks.
Yeah.
Okay.
Really
Most
good.
of the time anymore, they throw in soundtracks. The weekly sale this week is Rock Hard, which is... It was on PS3 also, and I wanted to play it because it's a really cool like puzzle platformer kind of thing. So it looked really neat. But I've been playing Kerbal Space Program, and I actually have achieved orbit 3 times around the main planet, which is called the planet Kerbal. Obviously, because it's the Kerbal Space Program. But I achieved orbit once with a satellite that I didn't make. I was just messing around with some of the prefab rockets that come with the game, and I launched a satellite, so I've got a satellite orbiting, and then I was like, well, now I need to try and figure out how to do this with a ship that I create so that I can have something that'll go up there and I can start creating kind of a mission. And now I've got 2 astronauts up there in space pods orbiting with no way to return home because they're out of fuel. So eventually I'll figure out how to launch some kind of refueling mission.
Are there people in them?
Yeah. Yeah, there's little
They're
Kerbal
just
dudes.
out
They're
there
like little.
dying
They're like
in
little.
space.
Yeah. Well, they're just hanging out there. I don't know if they die
With
eventually or not.
With no plan to.
Yeah, but eventually I'll send like a rescue mission with fuel, and it'll dock with them in some way and refuel their tanks, and then they'll be able to fire their rockets to get back home. Also, I have to make sure I attach a parachute somehow because I forgot to give them parachutes for re-entry. So this is
Kerbal, we have a problem.
this is just trying to get to the moon. Like I can't even get to the moon. I don't even like. I had to go to a wiki page and learn about actual space physics and the science of like entering orbit and trajectories and how to match like speed with another moving stellar body, and like I had to learn about the apoapsis and the periapsis and all kinds of crazy stuff.
I read about that.
All that learning stuff, I'm done with that.
Just to play a game.
Just to play a game, yeah.
But it's a lot of fun. It's
and you're
so
gonna
much
have
fun.
your new feature.
Yeah,
You're
I'm gonna do
play some of that
I'm gonna
here
do a
soon.
what did I just watch of it as soon as I am able to land on the moon. Once I
But
get
how
it,
long would it take you to land on the moon, like to play the thing to get it to that point? You think if you did it correctly?
if I did it correctly, I could do it easily within like maybe a 20-minute period.
Oh wow!
I mean, because you can speed up time.
Is that
Like, so the
in-game?
part where you're just traveling through the void of space, you can fast forward all that and get to the parts where you need to interact and make changes to your trajectory and
I
stuff.
see.
So, I mean, once I get a grasp on it and figure out and, like, have a ship that I know I can do it with, then I will have that video posted. I'll probably end up doing another What Did I Just Watch sometime in between now and then, but...
Justin, guy that forgot to put his phone on vibrate, even though I said, everybody put your phones on vibrate before the show
I've
started.
never done this before.
Yeah,
It's cool, man.
He's our special
Alright,
guest.
I got it now.
It's
So-
better to have
I apologize.
interruptions.
Gonna,
It's
gonna have
funnier.
to cut him. Just-
It's funnier to have a little interruption.
Justin, do you want to know how I got these scars on my face?
Not really.
You're see,
Justin,
when I was a boy.
what are you doing?
What am I doing this week? Game related?
Well, any, you know, all the stuff that we cover.
Yeah. I'm
so.
not exactly in the same demographic you guys are, because I have 2 kids.
Yeah.
And a wife, so... Actually, I'm kind of the opposite of you. I buy,
Yes.
like, 3 games a year, and I play the crap out of those 3 games.
Yeah.
Yes. I get a lot
Still
of games.
playing Halo. I think
and-
I'm level... I'm past 100 now. I don't remember exactly
My
what level
gosh.
I am. Level 1 something. See, I borrowed Far Cry from you, Far Cry 3. So actually now I just... you can restart all the pirate camps and stuff.
Yeah, there's a
and then
patch
just go
that
through
came
and clear
out.
them out again. That's by far the best part of the game.
Yeah, I agree.
That gameplay where you're just going in and slaughtering guys and trying to be quiet. So
Are
every
you-
so often I boot that up and do it again.
Are you using the bow and arrow to murder
Yeah,
them?
mostly the bow and arrow.
Bow and arrow is so
The
awesome.
silent sniper rifles work really good too.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
maxed that out, or I got the best one and put like
I
a
enjoyed
extended
the-
clip and everything else.
I
on
enjoyed
it.
the rifle because I got some kind of bonus one for buying the digital deluxe edition, and like I would sit like a mile away from a camp.
Yeah,
and
you can
just,
shoot them and they can't figure out where it's
Yeah,
coming from.
it made the game really easy. But
Yeah, that does
it was a
make
lot of
it a little
fun.
easier. But yeah, the funnest part's going in and taking them down with the knife, probably.
Yeah.
Trying to sneak in, throwing
Yeah.
rocks. What was that?
Any kind of stealth action
Yeah.
gameplay, I love. That's why I enjoyed The
Um,
Last of Us so much.
What else do I do? I've been watching Doctor Who. Recently became a big fan of that show. I've never
Nice.
watched it for the years it's been out.
It is great.
It's in my
I'm on
Netflix queue.
season
I
6 or
wanna,
7 now.
I want to.
It is really great.
I want
It is a good show.
I want to one day sit
I
down
was always
and
like, I
start
don't know,
it.
this is kind of corny British thing, but
Yes.
when I started watching it, it's amazing.
Yeah.
The more you watch it, the way the plots
Yeah,
play into the later seasons,
yeah.
it's
Everything
it's pretty cool.
ties in. It's really
pretty
neat.
cool. And it's been on like 8 years? Like that's an eternity for
Oh,
British shows, right?
it's been on
Most
a
of them
lot.
get like 3.
Well,
average
the newer
seasons for
stuff
them.
has been on that
Yeah.
long, but I mean, there was an older series.
Oh yeah, the old ones
Yeah,
from like the 60s or something.
there was an
I
older
watched
series.
that
There's,
show.
like, hundreds of episodes.
and it made me hate life.
The original one?
Yes,
I haven't seen it.
It's good.
so bad.
It's really good.
It was just like, here's a black room. We'll put a light right here, and then something happens, people talk, and that makes it more epic in some way. No, it's terrible.
They did what they could with the technology they had, Nathan.
Did you not watch Star Trek?
Just like Microsoft.
Star Trek.
What?
Oh,
That was the 70s.
You mean like,
But yeah.
hey, did you like playing your PlayStation 3 yesterday or today? Was it yesterday or today? When you couldn't play it at all? and it was bricking.
I could play it just fine.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I just couldn't play the multiplayer.
You couldn't. No. When you
because the multiplayer was down.
The update that would brick your system, the hardware update.
I didn't download that.
Oh, okay. Because a lot of people did, and they got bricked. Anyways,
because that's never happened with Xbox.
They don't brick systems.
Yeah, they do.
Not like
they've bricked
bricking.
a lot of systems with updates.
No, they brick them with hardware failures.
They've bricked them with updates
Yeah,
too.
I had a red ring.
Check the facts.
Who does it more though?
We need a fact check.
It's much more frequent with the Sonys. It's like every year.
We need a fact check.
But there's also what
Marqees,
was it?
pull up the wiki.
Oh shoot! You've been playing Vampire.
Oh yes, tabletop. I do a lot more tabletop games actually than I do.
Yeah.
Than I do
Anything
electronic
else?
games.
Anything else?
That's okay because we do basically
except for
zero
family
tabletop
stuff,
games.
but yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Steve,
Yeah, I'm
Steve's trying to
playing
talk
in,
about
Yeah,
it.
Steve
playing
does
in a
tabletop.
Vampire, Vampire the Requiem game, which is a lot of fun. One of our other buddies, Brandon, runs that. I don't know if you've dropped his name before, but there you go.
I think we've mentioned Brandon.
Steve is also
Steve
in that
has,
game.
I'm sure.
Yes, we're both characters, and then
Yeah.
I'm running a Kingmaker, which is a Pazio Pathfinder game. Which Pathfinder is sort of like if Wizards of the Coast hadn't done 4th edition, if they had kept it 3.5 style, then rolled it into a new one where they just updated stuff and made it simpler. So a lot of people like that. It's a lot of fun. Whereas actual 4th edition changed a ton of stuff. Like they changed how the game worked, and a lot of my friends didn't like that, so we do Pathfinder instead. I didn't hate it, but there were at least a lot of books.
Yeah, there was a
and
lot
I couldn't afford it.
there was a lot of hate for it.
Yeah, I didn't think it was terrible. It had some good points, but it was way different, and people don't like change.
Yeah.
Change.
Well, for something that's
Yeah,
been,
obviously.
I mean,
With
for
Microsoft,
something,
people don't like change at all.
for something
Jeez.
that's been around that long, though, I mean, it is kind of silly to have like sweeping changes like they did.
Yeah.
Like they had a lot of really crazy changes. I remember reading through it. Like even though I don't play a lot, I remember reading through some of the stuff they were changing
It was very,
and
very
just
different.
thinking like, what, like, why?
And
Like,
it still didn't eliminate a lot of the problems, though. With
yeah,
like,
it didn't eliminate a lot of the tedium. Like
yeah,
it
you still had to track conditions and all that
Yeah.
stuff, and hit points were still there. And the biggest thing that I think about those games is like, it creates like a 1-day work period where you have like you have daily spells and all
Yeah.
that stuff. Like spellcasting in general works that way. That's not great because once you blow your stuff, you're done. You
Yeah.
have to like go back and take a nap and sleep for 8 hours. And they didn't really fix that. 4th edition was exactly the same way. You had daily powers. Only
Yeah.
everybody had them then. So
See, I that's one thing I always didn't really care for about
I don't like that either.
like if you got a power, you've got a power. Like if you got some mage, yeah, it probably takes a
Yeah,
lot of
and in
it
game
takes
it
a lot of
makes
his
more sense.
energy and focus to probably cast a big spell, but he's not just going to get like a strict, oh well, I can only use this once every 24 hours, guys, cuz you know.
And in 4th edition, like the fighter had a power like that.
Yeah.
Where like he could do a big shield bash or whatever.
Yeah.
But only once a day because
Because
It was hard.
you got
Because
tired?
game
I guess,
rules.
I don't know why. Yeah.
Well, they couldn't
because
figure out.
arbitration.
Either they couldn't figure out or they didn't want to do it, but they should have done something like in an MMO where there's a cooldown time that's not stupid. So, so many turns.
Well, and it is complicated.
You know?
Yeah, like so
'cause
many
it's
turns,
turn-based.
and then you can make a check to see
Yeah.
if, like, maybe his adrenaline has allowed him
Come
to
up,
make
yeah.
another move.
Something like
Anything.
Like, there's literally a million things
Yeah,
you can do
monsters have powers
that
like
isn't
that.
just, 24 hours have passed, magically I can use this power again.
Yeah, there were
I'm feeling
monsters
pretty
where you
good.
rolled a d6, and like if a 6 came up, he could use that one attack
Yeah.
again. But
There's a
Some
there's a
actual
million
players.
things you can do, but, like, yeah, that's...
but anyways, that's
A lot of crazy
And
stuff.
we're getting ready to do a Kingmaker with you guys. I think we're gonna try to podcast some of that.
We're going to podcast some of it, and then during some of the setup, I think
be
we
fun.
might do a podcast during the setup
Ooh, fun.
over at Lost Legion. Talk to the guys over there.
Did you
store-
talk to him this week?
Yeah, talked to him last night.
Nice.
Store owner's real nice. Yeah, me and Steve went because I was trying to get Steve to work over there. I know you're also interested in employment in that place. So, it'd be a fun place to work, even if just
That
for
would be
like
cool.
once a week.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're, wanted to explore that more. Place is really cool. They have tables everywhere for gaming. I'm really interested in seeing what becomes of that. It's going to be interesting because we're going to have people in the background. So you're going to hear like, people playing Magic and D&D and whatever else. So, all right. And now it's my turn.
Nathan, what are you doing?
Well, thanks for asking, guys. Let's see, this past week, didn't play a lot of games. we had the Last of Us for Time Rest Tuesday, and it is an impressive game. Probably would have enjoyed playing that. I'm not going to, but it's okay. Just because something's good doesn't mean you have to experience.
He doesn't have a PS3. That's why he's not going to play it.
I'm not. PS3 is still what, $300.
Yeah.
And the Xbox One is $500. So I'm just going to put the money towards that and a new game.
No, there's no reason to buy anything. There's no reason to buy a PS3 or an Xbox 360 right now. Unless
your Xbox 360 just died and you still want to be able to play games. In which case you buy the new one that's $300. That's the new form.
Don't buy the new one.
Why not?
It's not as good as the regular Slim. It doesn't have the AV port like it normally does. There's no way to get a digital optical audio out. You can only do audio out through HDMI. It doesn't have... There's something else that it doesn't have.
Well, that's...
There's port weirdness on the back. There's plenty of regular Slims out there. Just get those. The power button is also... It's like a little tiny power button. It's right next to the jack.
That was weird.
It's really weird. It's a weird change. I don't like it. It doesn't make any noise when you turn it on either. Like, there's no beep to tell you that it's on. You don't get a controller sync icon, like a quadrant thing. Tell you what...
They just got rid of that stuff. They're
there's just no reason to buy it.
We're getting rid of it. So
and it's not cheaper. Do not buy it until it's cheaper.
Yeah, I didn't understand why it wasn't cheaper, because...
It's obviously going to drop in price sometime this fall. Yeah. Don't buy any of it until it's cheaper.
Yeah, don't buy it now, unless your Xbox is dead and you have to play something, and you don't want to just buy a new system, like the PS3, because you have like 50 Xbox 360 games. But you can still find the, smaller one that's not the new one, at a discount.
Yeah, this one's the Xbox E.
Okay,
the other one was the Xbox Slim.
The Slim, you can still find at a discount right now, so get that while you can.
I saw a couple Skylander bundles, 4 gig Skylander bundles, that were like $20 less than the regular 4 gig bundle.
Your man card, please.
Aww.
You don't get a man card for Skylanders. Skylanders is awesome.
We take man cards for
no.
things.
No, you don't.
We take them.
Skylanders is awesome, so...
We take them.
No.
Come on.
You're just jealous of my collection.
Yes, I am so jealous of your giant toy collection.
Yeah,
I'm just glad my kids haven't heard about Skylanders yet.
Yeah.
Like when we go to Walmart, I got to go around that aisle so I can see that stuff.
Yeah.
Like,
your kids would be all about that.
Have you heard of a Disney? Was it Disney Infinite yet?
Infinity.
Is it Infinity, not Infinite?
It's Infinity.
Yeah.
It's the same thing with Disney toys. Exact same concept.
Only more expensive.
And
they have blind packs to buy power-ups at $4
so
a piece. Yeah, you don't know which ones you're getting. There's over 100 of them to collect.
Yeah, and they're releasing all of your kids' favorite little cars and
that is evil.
Pirates of the Caribbean,
Finding Nemo, Toy Story.
Rumor has it, they haven't said, but rumor has it eventually they'll get to Star Wars and Marvel.
Yeah. Jeff Gerstmann kept poking and prodding at John Vignacchi when they did an interview the other day. He kept poking and prodding at him. He was just like, "So that Marvel stuff and the Star Wars stuff, that's coming, right?" It's like,
no, I'm not.
He's like, I'm not talking about that.
Because it's a cool concept.
Like, that'd be great, wouldn't it?
Well, the game itself was what was it? It's like a Toy Story 3 where you have the open-ended thing, and it's really actually a good game. The concept itself. Except now it's Skylanders, where you're taking something and throwing it in. So, anyways, but for me personally, what I've been doing, because that's nothing to do with me. Let's see, I went to a concert for the Heavy and the Silent Comedy. The gentlemen here have heard of the Heavy because they play a lot of theme songs for movies and video games.
They're really good.
They had a song, How You Like Me Now. What was it?
You've heard it on a lot of commercials.
Yeah, movies, commercials. It's been in 3 movies. Actually, I think is it football or basketball? One of them uses it now too.
I'm sure. Yeah,
it's basketball because basketball's on right now.
And then Borderlands 2, they had actually 2 songs in that. One in the commercial and one in the game itself. And I think they used the one that was from the commercial and part of the game at some point. But great band. And then Silent Comedy, you may have heard of them through the Dark Souls trailer. They play a song Bartholomew, which they were not allowed to play for some reason, but it didn't matter because they're still freaking awesome. Why? Because they had a guy with a giant handlebar mustache that was most exquisitely done, playing a ukulele guitar and jamming harder than anyone I've ever seen in my life.
Nice.
They really, they had it in them. They brought it. It was awesome. The heavy, this is the best concert I've ever seen, and I've seen like all the big names. Just so good. What was it? Some girl actually went on stage for she's really drunk. Decides I'm going to go on stage, and she goes around the barricade because
you should not do this.
It was really lax security. It was up in Columbus. They had an art music bar, and she goes around the barricade. She's so cute, and she's just drunk, and the heavy. They're in their encore performance. She's like, I'm going to go talk to him, and she gets up there and is trying to talk to the guy like, hey. I couldn't hear because we're right by a speaker, and the dude's playing keyboards, like 2 keyboards. He doesn't stop. He doesn't miss a beat. He just turns his whole body around while still touching the keyboards and killing it. And just like, you gotta go. You gotta go, man. You gotta go. So he totally got rid of her without even messing up the performance. It was epic. The lead singer is so full of energy. Great guy. You can barely tell he's British.
Barely.
Barely. He is, but just amazing. Let's see, what else? Watched The Last Exorcism Part 2 last night, which, I don't understand. There was a second exorcism, and it didn't go well. Does anyone care? Can I spoil it? Spoilers. You guys good with that?
On what?
Last Exorcism Part 2.
No.
Yeah.
No,
I don't care.
Pay attention.
I'm not going to watch
Spoil
it.
the crap out of that.
Marqees, go back to sleep. And
Yep.
And basically, the demon they find out that was possessing her in the first film is falling in love with her. And it said, you know what, you and I are meant to be together. I will give you all the power. These humans are nothing. You are a tiger among men. You need to just shrug this off and be with me. And the whole point of the movie was he was seducing her. And she went through a lot of crap, just like people and things, and he started playing games with her. He would make her touch her face at night, and then she would dream about being in bed with like a dream person, and then her arm would just drop, and she would wake up. It was just really creepy little stuff like that. And then he started killing people and causing suicides, and then at the end of the movie, she sought after some people of the light. They do like weird witchcraft voodoo, and they tried to save her. And when they realized they couldn't take the spirit of the demon out of her, what was left, and put it into a chicken and then kill the chicken, they decided to put a lethal dose of morphine in her IV drip. And she's dying. She feels like her arm going numb and like part of her chest. And then she sees this figure walk up, and it's standing outside the salt line. If you ever watch Supernatural, they use the salt lines just like that. And say, what was it? The demon is wearing a hoodie and a mask, takes off the traditional Day of the Dead mask, and it's her. And then just takes off the hoodie and stuff, and suddenly it's exactly her laying there with Croatoa written on her belly. And it tells her in her own voice, be with me and you can live. You can be a god. Be with me. And she's like, no. And then she's like realizing she's dying. She breaks free from like the sturdy Velcro stuff like they use for, people that are having horrible things done to them or are seizure prone. She breaks free with her hand, reaches out and grabs for the demon. And then it just shows the house, and the house is bleeding. The preacher gets thrown from the window, falls 2 stories and dies. There were 2 other people, and they die horribly. You hear screaming. Then she just walks.
Happy ending.
She gets inside her car and drives around, and she just looks at things, and they catch on fire. So you see trees catching on fire, buildings, cars, and then you see a fire truck driving by, and she looks at it, and the cab catches on fire, and then you just see her like kind of smiling, and then she goes back to where she was staying, kills everyone there, leaves, and catches more stuff on fire, and that's the end. Oh yeah, and she steals the boots from someone because she said she liked these boots. She went upstairs and killed them horribly first. There's actually, you watch
This is really dumb.
flames go up stairs, which actually that was cool. But yeah, It was a rental on Netflix. Not really. Yeah. Anyways.
Are you done? I'm back.
No.
He's not done. You might go back to sleep.
Okay.
No, go back to
Let
sleep.
me
roll back over. And
More
just...
awful movies to
Actually, that's not true. Well, it's actually a halfway decent movie. It's time for the Netflix Gem of the Week. That would be The Citadel. It's kind of weird. Did you watch that?
No, I actually remember something I watched. I watched Cabin in the Woods on Netflix recently.
That's really good.
That is a good movie.
It was... I did not expect what was happening.
Yep.
Although they kind of set it up from the beginning. Like, it could have been an insane twist, but I was like, what? When you first started watching, you're like, what is that going on?
It's good, right?
It was way different. It was kind of cool, yeah.
I liked that movie a lot. I saw it in theaters because, that was supposed to be released like years ago, but the company that made it went out of business and then came back. It was MGM. And now they're doing okay, but, they were catching on the Avengers momentum because it was a Joss Whedon film right before the Avengers came out. But mine will be The Citadel, which is an interesting film. It's a little independent film done in...
Is it Citadel or just...
It's The Citadel.
It's The Citadel?
The Citadel. It's an independent film done in Great Britain. Basically, it's the future. This guy lives in a terrible, terrible neighborhood.
It must just be Citadel.
I thought it was The Citadel. Anyways, look that up on your own time.
I'm just trying to add it.
It's a scary movie. You want to turn the speakers up for it, but it's not like a scary movie. But it's really weird. Yeah,
It's just
Citadel. Okay. What's The Citadel? That's the DLC pack that we talked about a million times. That's what it was. Anyways, this guy is hanging out in this crappy apartment. He's got his pregnant wife, and then he's got a job interview or something. So he goes downstairs in the crappy elevator, and it's there's these 3 buildings that are just super tall apartment buildings. He goes downstairs and doesn't see or forgets something. Then goes back upstairs in the elevator. The door gets stuck, and he sees his wife. And there's these 3 kids walking by, and they just look like normal kids, but with like hoodies. And they drag her away. And then you see her, after he gets the door open, you see her like around the corner or something. She's been stabbed, beaten, and dying. They're able to save her baby. And now it's like, I don't know, a year later maybe, or not a year, probably like a few months later. He's moved from the Citadel. He lives somewhere else entirely. But he keeps seeing the kids every now and then. People think he's hallucinating. He's becoming agoraphobe. He's on the British equivalent of like Social Security, and he can't handle things. Well, he starts hearing noises constantly. He sees these kids walking around, and it turns out that something is going on at the Citadel involving children. I don't want to spoil anything, but let's say it's messed up. It's kind of realistic, but definitely not. Like they aim for a bit of realism with like the reason as to why, but it's not. It's a creature feature. It's thrilling. Special effects are almost non-existent. It's really about atmosphere and ambiance, and it's about fear. Because the one thing you should know is that the evil in the Citadel can smell your fear. One kid is actually blind, and the only thing he can see is the fear coming off of others. But he's not one of them. Anyways, that's my
Based on
Netflix.
the images that came up for the recommendations that are similar to that, I will not be watching that Gem of the Week.
It's not scary to me at all, but I thought it was an interesting film. So, people with little kids probably will have a problem with it. Hint, Justin.
Well, yeah, I would imagine.
Marqees, you probably could watch and be like, that was alright. But, I thought that was decent. Definitely a movie worth checking out if you are interested in all its scary films. So, let's go ahead to the news bites.
News bits.
Oh, we're doing news bites now.
James Gandolfini passed away.
Yes, sad news. Tony Soprano died. He passed away of what they believe was I think it was a heart attack.
In Italy.
He was on vacation in Italy.
Well,
not really vacation. He was there for a film festival.
Yeah. It was sad.
Taoran Film Festival or something. I don't know.
My favorite Gandolfini role would be in the last Castle when he played the antagonist for the protagonist, Robert Redford.
Last Castle is a fantastic movie.
Fantastic movie.
Crazy movie.
I cried at the end of that movie, I'm not gonna lie.
I liked
It's a really good one.
It moved me.
It was depressing for me. My favorite role with him has to be, what was it, Get Shorty? Because John Travolta throws him down a flight of stairs, and I thought that was funny.
Yeah.
I just
It's sad to lose him. He was really cool.
Yeah.
He was a good actor, and I think that he still had a lot of steam left in the tank.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
But we'll never know.
Yeah.
He did make a movie with Kristen Stewart that was halfway decent, but he shouldn't have made a movie with Kristen Stewart because she's not halfway decent.
Oh,
No, good
I'm not
job,
gonna
Nick.
hate you for that.
Bam.
Not gonna hate on you for saying that.
Better not.
Um,
What else you got, guys? Give me the box office, Marqees.
RDJ has signed on for Avengers 2 and 3.
But not any more Iron Man movies.
Not in Iron Man movies, and it's so far as an undisclosed amount. So I'm banking at least $100 million for each.
He's already worth $100 million. He doesn't need the money, but why not? You can give it to charity or something.
So yeah, so we got an Avengers movie. Let's see, the top 10 this week. Man of Steel came in at number 1 with $116.6 million.
Yeah.
They've already greenlit a sequel, and this will lead up to the Justice League movie
In 2020.
in 2020.
I made that up.
That will be where they're going. It will be 2020.
Yeah, I know.
They've got to reboot Batman. They've got to put Wonder Woman on the ground, and they've got to get a Flash and a Green Lantern movie back up. They're going to be here for a while.
Yeah. Phase 1 is just getting it done.
Yeah. Obviously, Nolan's going to Godfather the project. Snyder's going to help out with that over the course of building up the Justice League and stuff. So those guys are going to be hands on with it. This Is the End came at number 2 with $20.7 million. If you like dirty comedies, I'd say go see it. I'm not a fan of dirty comedies. So, right on. Number 3, Now You See Me, came at $11 million. Fast and Furious 6 came in at $9.5 million. The Purge came in at $8.3 million. The Internship came with 7.1. Epic came in at 6.2. Star Trek in the Darkness came in at 6.2. And After Earth came in at $4 million. And rounding out the top 10 is Iron Man 3 with $2.9 million.
It's still playing somewhere?
Dude, it's made over $1 billion. It's playing here.
Is it really?
Yeah, why wouldn't it be?
Gosh.
It's a good movie.
Silly.
I know, it's over a month, but it's still a really good movie.
There! Top 10's done. Eli?
Alright. That means it's time for the new releases, folks. We have got, coming up next week on the 23rd, Game & Wario for the Wii U.
I hate you.
Everybody's looking forward to this, because it's Game & Wario. WarioWares have always been great. They're a lot of fun.
Care. I
You
don't
know,
care.
you guys don't like fun games.
I don't like Mario.
Ride to
anymore.
Hell
I'm an
Retribution
adult.
for Xbox 360, PS3, and PC. Company of Heroes 2. That's a big release.
That is a big
Look at that.
release. Yep.
Comes out on June 25th for the PC. Project Crosszone comes out for the 3DS on the 25th.
Is that one? With,
That's Namco Bandai, Capcom, and Sega characters all shmupped,
in a,
mashed up.
Man, I hate you.
all
Jeez.
mashed up in a...
You didn't even use it right. You're just like, I just wanted to say shmup to... Oh, Nathan.
Haha. But that's
And
going
it's
to
going
be
to
cool.
be a terrible game.
No, I played the demo. It's a lot of
It
fun.
looks awful.
I played the
fighting
demo.
game?
It's really cool.
No, it's not a
No,
fighting
it's
game.
it's an RTS, but
No, it's not an
RTS?
RTS. It's a turn-based
it's
strategy
it's
game.
a strategy RPG.
Turn-based.
It's a strategy RPG.
It will be
And
horrible.
you go, like, instead of just, like, your dude walking up and attack happening, you go into this battle screen that's a side-scrolling, it looks like a fighting game, but you're doing these moves that combo into each other, and you can call in support characters if they're standing near you on the battle grid, and you can do team attacks, and, like, just crazy action on the screen, doing attacks and numbers flying off, and then you get experience and you level up. You can spend experience to, like, block damage and stuff. So it's got some really interesting mechanics. I think it's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, from 2002.
What?
Those are the mechanics it has. That's how new they are.
But turn-based can be fun.
It's fun. It was fun. I played the
Skies
demo
Volcano?
and it's awesome.
The game was awesome.
No, that's different. That's a turn-based
Yeah,
RPG.
but-
This is a turn-based strategy game where you can't even... Like, your movement is limited. You move so many squares.
Yeah.
you know.
So it's on a grid.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, gotcha.
It's on a
I
grid
hate
until you
those.
go into the battle. But it was really fun. I played it. I'm going to get the limited edition next week. It's the same price as the regular edition for first-time purchasers, if you can find one. Deadpool is finally coming out on the 25th. That's going to be for PS3, PC, or not PC, but PS3 and Xbox.
Yeah.
Muramasa Rebirth for the Vita. And that was the Muramasa the Demon Blade that was on Wii. It was a really beautiful 2D side-scrolling ninja adventure. It was really cool. And that's coming out finally for the Vita. They did some extra stuff to it and kind of tweaked it a little bit. Spartacus Legends for PS3 Network and Xbox Live Marketplace.
It's free to play.
And is it?
Yep.
Oh,
They made it free to play.
that's neat, and that's based on the show?
Yep.
I assume? Yeah.
Star
Cool.
Wars.
But that's the new releases. Really the big stuff is Deadpool, Project Cross Zone, Company Heroes, and Game & Wario.
And then the big thing that happened this week, though, was Microsoft announced, hey, guess what?
Yeah. Hey, guess what? All that
We're
stuff
undoing
that you didn't like that we announced that kind of killed us at E3 and the weeks leading up to it, yeah, we're not going to do that anymore.
You know, it was a good try, guys.
We couldn't
but
decide ahead of time, but, you know.
No, they wanted to do it.
I know, they wanted to do it. And
It's
then,
not that they couldn't. It's just that they didn't think the backlash would be that bad. And
yeah,
it was that
because,
bad.
I mean, nobody at Microsoft, even could possibly think, oh, maybe a consumer wouldn't like this.
Well, you know, a lot of companies have done
It's
that
silly.
before in terms of, you know, consumer electronics.
The whole thing is silly. I'm glad they changed it. Good on them.
Yeah.
You know, thank you for waking up and realizing it was a bad idea.
Well, we won't even be talking about this, you know, come late fall because we'll just be talking about the games coming out. That's it.
Well, somebody will be talking about it.
But yeah, but they'll be irrelevant. So
Yeah, by time launch day comes, it's even getting buried right now.
And
Yeah.
I don't think anybody that went out and pre-ordered a PS4 instead of an Xbox One, I don't think those people are going to go change that pre-order back to an Xbox One now.
no, but then a bunch of people are going to be like, oh, an Xbox One's coming out. I'll go buy that. Man.
Yeah.
Although I am excited to use the 1080p Connect. So that's just me.
I might have to.
Yeah,
wait
that's
for my
definitely just
Xbox
you.
One.
You have to wait on it.
Yeah.
No, I really want the high definition, you know, Connect.
Why?
Because it recognizes your facial expressions, your
It's gonna
fingers.
be on all the time. It's gonna see everything you do, and it's gonna be so awesome. Skynet is online.
Here's what you do: you take a shirt and throw it over it. Then when it hears oh, and you know, like midgets crying, then it doesn't know what's going on. So
I was reading that Dead Rising
Wow.
3 is going to utilize the Kinect with the sound function.
yes,
So if I'm playing Dead Rising 3 and one of my children runs in screaming, we'll draw all the zombies to me.
Yes, it
That's
will.
excellent.
I love
Can't
that.
wait for that feature.
Dead.
I pre-ordered that one.
You're gonna be like, shh.
I have to get babysitting to play this game.
Dead Rising 3 doesn't look like a Dead Rising game to
Going
me.
to grandma's.
I don't care.
Yeah,
It looks
maybe
like a
lot
Walking
different.
Dead game.
It looks like a better Walking Dead game because
Yeah, but
better than the one
I didn't
that came
see
out, like, a month
him
ago.
collect any PP. I didn't see
No photography.
any zaniness. Like
I don't
everything
want
was just a
zaniness.
desaturated brown. Like there was no colorful, interesting environment. It was a city. Like whoop-de-doo.
Well, it looked like what's a San Andreas basically.
I really hope that they are not leaving what made that series great back in the dust.
They probably got rid of some of the tropes and probably improved the movement because I think the movement was a big issue.
I didn't.
I hated the movement especially for one because you know some of the bad guys were so agile and you're just like plodding along. You can barely jump. You know that's silly. You know if they make it more
Yeah,
about
the boss is
dodging,
really
that's
tough in the
different.
first one.
If you want to make it realistic, people can't jump like over stuff like in video games.
It's
dodge.
it's not supposed to be a realistic game though. That's the thing. It's
Yeah, that's true.
Like,
You have,
it's a really-
handheld lawnmower and you're going,
it's a really zany zombie game.
Shoot
Like
'em up clear to the
and
ground.
it looks like they're trying to go a little bit too serious.
It wasn't as zany as you would have thought it would be. You play the first one. It wasn't as zany.
It's
as
pretty
hard.
zany.
It was dark.
It was dark. It wasn't
pretty
as
zany.
Yeah, a lot of the psychos or whatever they were called were.
Oh, you
Like, I couldn't play the game
eventually
in
got
The
my
some.
kids.
psychos are dark, but that
It's
stuff
too
is
scary.
You
zany.
eventually got some of the zany stuff, but when you first started playing it,
The whole thing is zany. You're running around taking a picture of dudes going, "Oh, excellent, yeah, nice shot."
No, it's
Eroticism.
That's Capcom.
that's the Japanese portion of it because the
It was
first
zany.
game
I
was
would
made
say-
by
I think
Japanese
Dead Rising
It
teams.
had
3.
comedy aspects, I would say.
Yeah.
I don't think the game was zany though.
You could run around and
Like,
put
it was-
helmets. You
It was
could put
mature to
the
buy, right? I'm
you
pretty
could
sure
put the
Yeah, it was an
Robo
M-rated
helmet
game.
on top of
It
a
had,
zombie
it
and
had
let 'em walk
comedy
around.
aspects, but it wasn't as zany.
it's zany.
Yeah, that's true. You're supposed to take pictures of zombie erotica.
Yeah,
He's got you there.
it's a
That's
zany game.
Capcom,
That's different.
Capcom Japan.
Yeah.
And then in the second game, you're making flamethrowers out of water guns, and you're
That's
making.
not zany though. That's
You're-
they've done that in movies, and they're like
Yeah, but
serious
you're-
about it.
You're running
I see
around
what-
in
I
this.
see what you're saying.
You're putting
Like,
chainsaws
it's-
on a dirt bike and driving.
And they
through
have some
zombies.
of that
That's
in
zany.
Dead Rising.
It's
You're
not great.
playing
It's
a-
unrealistic for
Yeah,
sure.
you're playing on a TV show where you've got zombies that are
Yeah.
walking out with balloons attached to them, and you snipe them and you get an extra point.
Yeah, but they're
Like-
going away from that because frankly
They shouldn't though. That's the thing.
it's the sales. Like I don't know how well it sold. It probably didn't sell that well, and people now want more not realism but darker.
that's the thing. Like
zombie apocalypse, and you can't fault them for
I
That's
that.
the
love
thing.
a
Quit-
good co-op.
don't pander to the masses.
What? Wait, did
What?
you just say don't pander to the masses?
Yeah,
Oh, so
Blasphemy.
Microsoft should have kept.
I call blasphemy.
So Microsoft should have just kept the policies.
Microsoft
then.
just kept.
well, yeah, they already set them in stone. They should have just kept them. It didn't affect me. I
Imagine
didn't
a
care.
great zombie survival game where you could do like 8 buddies, or like 8 people co-op or whatever. And it's actually where like if a zombie grabs you, you're down, like you're out
Yeah.
of the world or something.
That'd
So
be
you
great.
actually have to watch each other's backs, and you have to fortify locations.
That'd be
Like,
great.
I would love a game
Somebody
like that.
needs to create that franchise.
Yeah, and keep it separate.
And
If
keep
they would
it
do
separate
that
from
would be
Dead
awesome.
Rising.
But I'd rather have that than Dead Rising 3 if they do it, because I would just love to have. But I read it's only still 2 people co-op.
I'm sure it is. Like,
I hate that they can't make it like
I need a game that's like the
8 people
movies,
or
where-
something. Yeah,
Yeah.
in the movies you
Where
have
you're
like
trying
10
to survive,
people.
and you're
Yeah.
like fortifying a bus so you can drive out of a place where all the zombies are, doing cool stuff, like something like that.
Although to be fair, Left 4 Dead 2 did a lot of that really well in terms of
yeah,
just like the escape moment.
yeah.
Especially
Having
with
to
like
get gas for the car. And
yeah, and you're like cover me, zombies.
That still was pretty. Like I'm talking about like a really realistic one where
Yeah,
you
you-
don't have infinite bullets, more or
Yeah.
less.
Yeah, I know that game had infinite
Zombie U
bullets.
is pretty cool. Zombie
Zombie-
U kind of took some of those elements.
Haven't played.
And
So did State of Decay though,
State of Decay did, but it's still a single player experience, and
which is that's the big fault.
and it
Yeah.
is pretty rough around the edges.
Although it made enough money because it was a top selling game.
Yeah.
It's one of the best selling games I think on Xbox Live
Yeah.
Arcade ever. If it makes enough money and they make a sequel or they add in co-op or something, I mean,
It
I'll
could be
probably
really cool.
I'll probably get it just to try it out because it's a zombie RPG, and
Yeah.
they had
Zombies are
It
fun.
definitely looked interesting. Everything that I saw of it.
Dead Island didn't really live up to what it could have been, so maybe someone needs to just get it right one time with a good zombie RPG with a lot of co-op.
Yeah.
But then, creating instances.
See,
and
I
all
was
that,
fine.
don't
Like,
know.
as far as the zombie RPG goes, Dead Rising 1 and 2, it was fine for me. It had enough
The load
RPG elements
times
to
on 2
make
was
me
sick.
happy.
On the Xbox.
The load times on
But,
Xbox
like,
were bad. PC, it's like that. I mean,
Well, yeah, you
that's
got-
just old hardware. It takes a
Yeah.
lot of load.
Yeah, you got like 4 gigs of RAM, 10
Yeah.
gigs of RAM, 12 gigs,
So,
whatever.
Yeah.
They were killer.
I
But
really.
Those games are great, and they're
yeah.
a lot of fun because of how zany and ridiculous they are.
I never.
like,
did you play
that's what makes
off the
those
record though?
games. I played a little bit of it.
Because that's the one that I think capitalized the most on it. Because
Yeah.
Frank becomes a freaking pro wrestler.
Yeah,
He wrestles zombies.
yeah.
I mean, come on.
He had some wrestling moves in the first one too.
Oh no, I know you
Yeah.
did. It's
Yeah.
just
But, like-
the fact that he became a pro wrestler
Yeah.
and wrestled zombies.
Yeah,
That's the stuff with
that's
the.
what makes Dead Rising Dead Rising. Like it's ridiculous. Like, and the trailer they showed kind of leads me to believe that they're going away from that.
They're going to be more serious in this one, but I think that some of the cool stuff that they're including will make it
Yeah,
fun.
they're-
It's so hard to
The
say right now.
The combination of the weapons is still there.
And you can do it on the go,
And you
which
can do it
that's
on the
really
go, yeah.
nice.
That's fine.
I'd rather do that because I hated having to carry a couple things back.
I'm
to
loving
it
you can
and go
call
back.
artillery strikes.
Maybe they just weren't ready to show PP happening yet.
Yeah, that's true. It wasn't very long.
I mean-
demo.
Well, in some of the cases of the demo, like if you didn't see the E3 one where they're playing it, and that you would just see the video, they just cut out a ton of stuff.
Yeah.
So
I saw the one where they were playing it. It's pretty cool.
Exactly. That's what I saw, and that got me kind of.
It's pretty cool, but I mean, I still,
Well, we're still a ways away. We don't know.
Yeah, I bet it still has experience and stuff.
I hope it does. I really do. I want it to pop up when I kill a zombie. I want it to go.
I'm sure.
I want
they
to,
wouldn't get rid of that.
I want it to be a 4-player. I want it to be 4-player and be able to play as different people. If we're both playing as the same character, I hate that because it was okay to an extent in Dead Rising 2 because then you get costumes. Like I had like the ninja kid or something like that. And, I had the serial killer one that I got for free. And I'm running around dressed as a serial killer. Got like a flesh mask on and like a apron covered in blood. And I bought I think the military one or the ninja one of those. And that was awesome. But then like say I'm playing with Justin. We look different.
Yeah.
You and I play together. We look different,
yeah.
but the game would still go around whoever, it's my experience.
I just hope they're not losing all that silly stuff. Like, going into the store and trying on something that looks silly and the guy going, all right.
I think in the end they're going to keep it, but they wanted to show you something different. They wanted to show you what this is, not what it has been.
Yeah.
So that's what's separating it. The on-the-go thing, the busting through the fences, that was really cool.
It was pretty
neat. Just like, bam, bust through. And then the other stuff, driving, and then the zombies are like getting on the car.
The zombies getting on the car and stuff.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
It could be pretty cool. I hope it
smart
doesn't.
glass.
An open world. So
I just hope it doesn't lose the stuff that made it the game that I liked.
I think it's going to have that stuff in the end. It's just they're going to show more.
They're only showing so much.
I know.
I hope that's true.
Depressing because after E3, now we have to wait like a month or so before anyone shows anything else we care about. And then it'll just start leaking in little by little, a little trickle. Then it's going to be really heavy.
I had a little news tidbit that I just now remembered.
My gosh.
Adobe Creative Cloud. I don't know if you guys are familiar.
No.
But they just changed to their subscription-only model for all their stuff.
Oh, wow.
In order to try and prevent piracy. It's already been cracked.
Yes!
So, I thought that was interesting.
Well, yeah, you were going to try out that service, the $50 a month. So,
I think I'm going to get the $50 a month service and just have access to all the stuff.
And Justin, we were talking about Kingmaker a little bit, but with the Kingmaker, we're going to run a town, basically. We're going to be part of a town.
Yeah, it's way different from a normal campaign, where you're just like some guys going down a dungeon and slaughtering stuff. And this one, you start out, you actually get a charter from another kingdom, and they're like, we're going to give you some money, we want you to go over here and explore this area. And you map it out, you go from space to space. You have a lot of random encounters, which is pretty cool, so you never know what to expect. And then you can build cities. It has rules for building cities, and eventually armies. You can actually have wars with other kingdoms and stuff. It's pretty in-depth. It's pretty cool.
It's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
So we might be doing, we'll see how we can get it set up. It's a time permit kind of thing, but we like to do like an ongoing thing. I know, a lot of websites like to do that with a D&D style game. This will be different because I don't think a lot of people know about Kingmaker. I didn't know about it until like a month or two
I'd never heard of it. It's a couple years old, I think. I think it came out maybe 11 or 12, but
I heard somebody else mention it before outside this podcast.
It is pretty cool.
I think that we'll have to set up some characters, and we might even make part of that the podcast, like I said. And Lost Legion said we could go ahead and just play down there if we wanted to. So I don't know what kind of like accessories are involved. Are we gonna need like tons of like little figures or?
I mean, you don't have to, but I definitely like to use miniatures, and you've seen all that stuff I have in my place.
Yeah, like I collect games. He collects the accessories for role playing games.
Castles
so
made out of plastic, resin. But yeah. Mostly it's that stuff. Have a lot of you get battle maps and stuff. The Pathfinder, they have really good products. They have some really nice maps and stuff you can buy. Really good looking stuff. It's a great company.
I also have you been to Lost Legion yet?
I have been there once. Yes, it's not very far from my house.
No, it's not.
It's
it
like
really
3 blocks down.
They actually had a good amount of stuff in there for like support for that. So.
Yeah, is that just you can just use that? Like anytime, or
we're going to talk to him about that, but
I have seen that stuff.
It was just really
some cool terrain and stuff.
It was so crazy walking in and seeing people play Magic for the first time in like forever.
Yeah.
Like, do you remember last time you went anywhere and saw just, hey, there's like 5-6 people playing Magic against back and forth or whatever. It just blew me away. So we'll talk more about that. And
I think the last time I walked into a building and saw a bunch of people playing a card game together, like Toys R Us, like all over the place used to always do, like on Saturdays they would have like the Pokemon card league, and like you'd go in there early on a Saturday morning and you just see like all kinds of people sitting around playing Pokemon cards.
Oh my gosh.
Like that's the last time I've seen that happening somewhere in a public place.
I still have my...
And that was like 10, 15 years ago probably.
If you look, people at home can't see this, but if you look up there, you'll see Star Wars.
Yep.
That's my Star Wars collectible card game.
I remember that
Yep.
game.
And
It was a good game.
It was cool, but I just didn't have any good characters or stuff. I couldn't build a good deck. And even though I had that like special edition thing, it still wasn't... Yeah.
I have almost all the Dragon Ball Z collectible card game cards.
I didn't even know they made one.
Yeah.
I'm not surprised.
It's
but,
freaking good.
hey, at least when you buy cards in real life, instead of the
Yeah.
digital cards,
They don't go away.
when they decide to quit the service. So,
Yeah.
although I would rather just have like a hacked version of those games and just go crazy with it, like what was it, Final Fantasy Phantasy Star Online.
No, you had it right. Final Fantasy VIII Tetra Master.
I was thinking Phantasy Star Online. Was it Part 3, Episode 3? Because that was a card game. It was like CARD. Is what they call it.
That was not a
Yeah.
good game.
No, I would just like a hacked version of that, just so I could go
Card
crazy.
Battle,
I hate Card
Fantasy
Battle.
Star was
and
bad.
I
We were
wanted to-
so I was in college when that came out. I remember because we played Fantasy Star Episode 1 and 2 so much on the GameCube.
Amazing.
So much. We played a lot. And because my one roommate was crazy. He had like so many days on that thing that he had of played time.
It was
Like,
super fun.
It was crazy. And then 3 came out, and we were like, oh, they're making a new one.
And it was terrible.
And then it was Card Battle.
Yeah, that was one of the biggest disappointments.
And I was like,
yeah.
oh?
Oh, here's a little tidbit. Crimson Dragon is coming out for the...
Is it just me, or did that game look awful?
It's been in development for a long time, and it originally was an Xbox Live arcade game.
It
It might
really
still be
bad.
an arcade game for the Xbox One. Here's the thing.
It looked really bad.
It didn't look really bad. It just didn't look
It
up
looked
to par.
pretty bad.
It
Is
looked
that the one where the
subpar.
trailer didn't have sound?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's the thing?
It
Yeah.
looked bad.
But it looked like a fan.
It looked like a Dreamcast game.
No, it didn't look that bad. It looked like an Xbox One game. I'll give you Wait a minute.
An original Xbox
Wait
game.
a minute. Oh, okay. Yeah.
An
So-
original Xbox game.
So yeah, it looked like an original Xbox game because
It looked
the
like a
last
PS2
one,
game.
It didn't look like a PS2. It looked better than that. You have a crappy TV.
It looked like a GameCube
So
game.
no, it didn't.
It looked like a Game Boy Advance game.
You're just saying stuff at this point.
It looked like a Game Boy Color game.
It looked like an iTunes or a
It looked like you
iPhone
were playing
game.
that on a Game
Aw.
Gear.
So, if that does well, okay.
It looked like Jaguar.
If it looked like a Lynx. It looked like an
That's the
Atari
stuff
Lynx.
I have.
No, I was thinking more like a
Yeah.
Nomad.
On your TI-85, you might get like
Yeah,
The
it was a
game.
graphing calculator game.
Dr. Mario.
Did it look like a Virtual Boy game? A little
My
bit.
eyes didn't bleed. I was thinking
Um,
it actually looked more like a Neo Geo Pocket game.
Aren't those newer now? Or they bring it back? Or is that the X? Neo Geo X? Pocket X?
I don't know.
They brought it back.
Something.
But, they're going to bring... If this does well, he will make a
It was a Sega Master System game.
Was it Crimson Dragon Saga type game? Crimson Dragon RPG.
Yeah,
Because I loved Panzer Dragoon Saga. That game was so excellent.
that was the Xbox one, wasn't it?
No. Are you...
That was Orta. Panzer
I'm
Dragoon.
trying not
Orta.
to swear at you right now.
That was Orta,
I want
wasn't
to
it?
slice your throat,
Panzer
though.
Dragoon Saga was Sega Saturn.
Yes,
Yeah.
that was the RPG
Yeah,
that was absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
And while everyone else was out there going,
I was
Final
thinking-
Fantasy VII, I'm like, Panzer Dragoon Saga's amazing!
and you missed out on probably a better game.
No, I bought it eventually for the PC.
Yeah, well, that's fine. Did you play it?
Yeah.
Did you beat it?
No.
Oh.
I got bored. It was boring.
I got bored.
I got bored. I didn't pay a lot for it, and I was just like,
I hear you, man. Those Final Fantasy games.
You have
15.
narcolepsy.
15 looks good.
If you
15.
have to read a text box, you
Yeah,
are
I know
probably out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If it's not blowing stuff up, I'm really not paying attention to it.
And then I wanted to go back.
Michael Bay or die.
wanted to go back to the state of the WWE because they're actually working with like logic right now,
What?
and it's blowing my mind.
Wrestling does not.
Oh, no.
Oh,
They're
what?
going logical. Did you notice this, Marquise, on Monday? Like, they try to infuse a little bit of logic in there, where they say, why didn't
Are they
you just
doing
do
math
this?
problems on the side or something? Or
No. Math problems?
Yeah.
Really? That's all you can come up with?
I don't know.
No wonder you're you.
Artist.
Aw. Lack of logic, Eli.
I have plenty of logic. I just don't know.
You don't know math? So this is just falling apart in front of you. Basically, a lot of times people question, why did the person do this? Why did the person do that? There's no reason. It's just silly. It's
So they're
to
actually
drive a point.
bringing like that to the show. Like,
Yeah, they're actually questioning things like, why did blah 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 happen? Like Vince McMahon is coming out and saying, "Hey, Vicky Guerrero, I know you're in charge, but why did you make this match? It's a terrible idea." And she's like, and
so they're basically surfacing what everybody's thinking
right.
themselves in the broadcast.
Like, what was it? CM Punk came out and challenged Alberto Del Rio. And one of the things they've always said, if you don't have that initial challenge that makes the main event, what was going to be the main event for the show?
Yeah.
They've said that for years.
Yeah.
And they actually, Vince, I think it was actually Triple H, he went and said, Vicky, I'm sorry, it's either Triple H or Vince, because they're both like harassing her, and then Stephanie harassed her, and so after a while all the harassment blend into one harassing thing. And one of them asked, so if you hadn't booked that match because CM Punk came out, what would have been your main event for tonight? And she's like, what? And it's like, yeah, you got to make sense of this crap. So they're trying a little harder to make sense. And on a adult note, Caitlyn needs to tape her boobs better because she popped out again this week.
Her and Big E Langston, man.
Yeah, Big E Langston is wearing a singlet that I could wear, and he's like 5 times my size. So he should put like leggings on them because he keeps
He needs to be like in like
full body gear.
maybe he needs to be in jean shorts and a jersey like Cena.
How about he just wears like full leggings tights, and he doesn't have to wear a
Or
shirt.
just wear the pants. Like
Just
the
pants.
Undertaker.
Wear pants, man.
Pants.
We don't want to see, his Big E Smalls or whatever. Because his name's Big E Langston. It's Big E Langston. Anyways,
This is the
so...
worst podcast we've ever done.
No, it's not.
No.
That's a sad thing. No, it's not.
We've taken some podcasts in some dark places.
Yeah, what's in the box, Eli? What's in the box?
What's in my
Shut your face.
Everybody already knows what's in the box.
Shut your
With a
face.
Paltrow's head.
Yeah, I had to go back to that one podcast. All right, guys, welcome to the finale. Coming up, we talked about we're gonna play some Kingmaker here soon. I think we're gonna do some Timeless Tuesdays involving State of Decay and Blood Dragon, full version.
Dude, I'm so down for Blood Dragon. It's not even funny. I'm in.
You know what's funny? You woke up to say that and almost fell asleep while saying that.
I know. I know.
Narcolepsy is a real illness.
It is, no doubt. Today was not a great
Either
day
that
for-
or Marquise just likes
No,
sleeping a lot.
today was not a fun day for Marquise. I've been on and off all day today. So
Definitely check us out when we start doing that stuff. We're gonna have some more content up here soon. Marquise has got 3 reviews ready. He just decided to write on paper, and instead of
I write on paper for rough drafting purposes. I get yelled at for not checking my stuff. So rough drafts help me check my stuff when I put it online.
yeah, but why don't you just type it in the
I don't
thing?
get yelled at by the editor in chief.
Type it in the thing, and then save it as a draft, and then go back and look at it. Anyways,
The editor in chief likes to yell at people about having grammatical errors and spelling corrections. So yeah, I want to make sure it's right. The
and
editor-in-chief
I
likes to
asked
yell at people.
someone to look at stuff, and they haven't yet. I don't even know if they looked at that. I'm gonna have to go around and just whip people. They say, I read a thing for PETA that said whips and chains belong in the bedroom, not in the circus. And I thought, oh, okay, so it's okay to just degrade women then. But because it showed a woman chained up with a whip on her, I thought, this is weird. This is going to dark places. But now I see that whips and chains belong in the workplace, and therefore I must hurt.
You've lost our entire viewer listenership. They're all gone.
I think the heat's getting to everyone right now.
They're all gone.
They're all gone. Did they die?
We are the Last of Us.
You just want to set up for that. That really was all you wanted to do. You're like, Last of Us. The Last of Us. I could be playing The Last of Us. The Last of Us. All right, everyone. So we're going to wrap it up.
Buy more comics.
Do stuff, including play The Last of Us.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Thanks for being here, Justin.
Thanks for coming,
it was
Justin.
fun.
And go check out the Silent Comedy and the Heavy, amazing bands. And also pay attention to everything we do. So that's all I got for you.
Because you don't want to miss out.
You really don't. Bye-bye.